Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Trying a little bit of something new today. Got a microphone in my ear on, so I'm kind of hoping you can hear me a little bit better this week. Uh, so who have we got in then? We've got Chris. Hello, Chris. How are you doing, my friend? Well, we've got the Growler in as well. Ewan, hello. Andy, hello. Hang on, we gotta do the thing, haven't we? Hang on a minute. Uh, uh, There we go, Andy. How is everybody today? Oh, Flymo Chairman's in. Hello, hello, Flymo. How you doing, my friend? Oh, I'm a bit of a pickle today. I got everything all arranged ready, and then realised I was running out of time very quickly. I've still got bits and pieces lying around here from a little project I was doing earlier. Smallwood Junction. Hello, how are you? Who else is in the house? I think I've got everybody. I don't know why you are not, but you are now. So there we go. Ewan, you are now a spanner. Mark, Hemel Down Mod Railway. Hello, hello. How are you? We'll put you down as moderator as well. There we go. Michael Henfrey, my word. How are you? I haven't seen you around for a very long time. Hang on a minute. I'll add you as a moderator too. Yes, it's nice to see the usual people in and some people who have popped in who I've not seen for quite some time. Mystic Model Railways. Oh, Mystic. I've forgotten what your name is. I'd like to say John. Am I right? It's John. Yes. Oh dear. I love it when I get people's names right. Oh, that's confusing. Someone said Paul now. Paul is Smallwood, I believe. La, la, da. Everyone's always saying hello to everyone. Yeah, Michael, I've been good, my friend. It's nice to see you actually back. How's your layout coming along? Have you been doing much lately? Yeah, we're all getting on a bit. Right, just to make absolutely sure, can everybody hear me okay and clear enough? If not, then I'll lose the earpiece. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Um, Weaving a web on me. True, there's a spider weaving a web on me. Right, okay then. I would suggest you move before Boris gets hold of you. Well, I ripped it all up, oh dear, and started again with a better track plan. It takes ages, but totally worth it. Yes, Michael, I completely totally get what you mean there. Um, with the original version of this layout, um, that wasn't working at all. In fact, I'll get onto that in a minute, but yeah, the old layout wasn't working at all, so I did rip it all up. Oh, I'm available in 720p as well, am I? Excellent. Um, but yeah, sometimes you need to be brave and just start all over again. John, I couldn't even try and pronounce that. You said that before. With Mystic John. I thought I'm just going to stick with Mystic John. I'm not even going to try. Oh dear. Yeah, flying mode progress actually has been going really, really well. But the thing is, though, is with all model railways, I suppose you take one foot forward and take two steps back, I suppose. But yes, the intermediate and top level is now working and working absolutely perfectly. But I have an issue with platform number two on Finnerton Central. For some strange reason, um, it's not working at all. There is a wiring fault somewhere or another, so the base level is not even plugged in right now. But yeah, the top level is now working. If any of you have been following me on Facebook, you will have seen a quick little video that I posted just recently of that, and yeah, it is honestly working tremendously well. Um, the lift out section over by the door over there is working great. Everything rolls over it nicely and it comes out nicely and goes back in where it should. So it's all starting to work out really well. Timber Surfers joined us merry men. Um, so what have I been up to? Well, first of all, let's get the mug out of the way. There's this month's mug, courtesy of Telford Steam Trust. So yeah, that's my mug for today. Mm, yeah, I do love me coffee. Uh, yeah, so I went to the Shrewsbury Model Railway show earlier on last month in June, and I was helping Dave Angel out on his stall. Um, and yeah, it wasn't a massively big turnout, but considering the fact that they only sort of organised it in the last couple of months, I thought it was actually not too bad, to be fair. But we are expecting a better crowd next year. So I think it's probably about the second week of June. I think it is that the organisers of the show are going to be doing another show for at Shrewsbury again. So hopefully next year things will be a lot better because I have a little bit more time to work things out. So it keeps trying to come out my ear. um, I think Brian should on it, pinch it. I think I should pinch it. Pinch what? Hang on a minute. What have I missed in the chat? I should pinch it. Ah, right. Okay. Star of the show. Yes. Yeah, well, that's what I was getting on to. Me and Timber Surf have been like ships in the night, and we have missed each other on quite a fair few occasions over the last couple of years. And I was actually amazed to find that not only did Timber Surf go and visit the cruise show that was on at the time, as well as the Rail Riders event, he also found the time to actually travel all the way down to Shrewsbury as well and come and meet me here, there as well. So yeah, it was really really nice to actually meet Timber Surf. He still won't tell me what his real name is though. I tried to get it out of his wife, but even she was in on it as well, and she wasn't having none of it. Oh dear. But yeah, it was absolutely awesome to see him. And yeah, if you've seen his video on the Shrewsbury show, I appear in it at least twice. It's like no matter where I went, like I turned around and there he is with the camera. Bugger, he's got me again. But yeah, it was an awesome show. Yeah, he's trained her well. But yeah, it was great. It was a great day out. I enjoyed it anyway. But uh, but yeah, I think things are starting to look up now. I'm starting to go to a few more shows. I missed today's Warley's Open Day. Um, to be honest with you, Sundays is a bit difficult for me. Not impossible, but difficult. Um, I've got no notes in front of me. See, totally me today. Like completely and totally unprepared. Um, oh dear, excuse me. It's the coffee. That's what it is. Making me belch. Right. Now then, there are a few events coming up very soon. Timber's been to RailX today in Buxton, so look forward to seeing that video when he's edited that. But yeah, so basically, what's going on is the Telford Steam Railway is hosting its very first model exhibition this year. It's on the 30th of July. It's on a Sunday, and hopefully it should turn out to be quite a good event. It is. Uh, I'm doing this from memory, so forgive me if I'm slightly out. But um, the event is £12 to get in. It does sound quite high, but that also entitles you to free railway rides as well. So not only can you go around the exhibition and have a look around that, you can also go and play on the real thing too. Um, the railway also has its own model layouts as well, so you can also go and view them as well while you're there. But it's all being hosted round the corner at the local community centre. So yeah, if any of you can join, then great. Come and say hello to me because I'll be busy helping around on the event as well. Because I am a volunteer at the trust. So yeah, I'll be going around to that. And what else is there? And then yeah, the next event I will be attending is the I'm backwards, aren't I? The Stafford show, which is in September, I believe. Hang on, looking the wrong way. Da, 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 da. Yeah, the Stafford show is on the 23rd and the 24th of September, and that costs £15 to get in. Um, if it's going to be anything like the show was last year, it is huge, absolutely massive. It is so worth attending if you've never been before. But if you have been before and you didn't go last year, you need to go. It is absolutely massive. They've now opened the exhibition in a different hall now, which is much bigger. So yeah, it should be a really good one this year. It should be properly jam packed with layouts this year. Last year was a bit sparse, but again, it was the first event that they organised since COVID. So so yeah, it should be a good event next year for that one too. I think you might find that with a lot of exhibitions as well of late, um, where you attend a show and it's not as well turned out as you would have expected to, because I think some people are still, a little bit half and half with the whole COVID thing. Uh, I mean, it's now no longer a worldwide pandemic, thank God. But yeah, you still got to be a little bit careful. Um, yeah, 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 I agree with that, Timber. But But yeah, it should be a good one. Anyway, I think we've had a few more people turn up. I think, yeah, we've had Kyle Stevens. Hello, Kyle. I don't think I've ever seen you on here before. Welcome. Daz. Hello, Daz. How are you? Anybody else turned up while I've been looking away? Nope, I don't think so. But if I haven't said hello to you, then post another message. Um, Yeah, there was three halls that was packed pre-COVID, but now the new hall that they've got now is much bigger than the other three combined, I think it is. Oh, here we go. Here's Jason. Hello, Jason. Boo to you too. Oh, hang on. um, well, Jason is on. You may already see it behind me, but I have mentioned it before. I'm going to mention it again and probably won't mention it again now for a little while. But Jason is hosting Model Rail Crew next year. Okay. So that is at 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. on the 23rd of June next year. And it's at the Copenhagen Club. It's at 103 North Street Crew. It's £7 per person. And if anybody wants to come along, they are certainly more than welcome. So yeah, that's it. And of course, I've got it back to front again. That way. There it is, Brian. There it is. It's over there. Look, it's behind me on my shoulder there. So yeah, there we go. I've promoted that for Jason again for him. Yeah, Jason, no problem, my friend. Um, Brian's in. Hello, Brian. Brian 2. Where are we? There we go. Brian, you are now a spanner. There we go. Um, so yeah, so basically, I don't know whether you've all realised it or not, but to the regulars, you all become spanners. Also, it gives me an opportunity as well to spot any newcomers as well, because it's great to see new people. Kyle is one of them. It's nice to see. This is nice to see new people on here, and I don't promote this channel very much at all, really. But to the new members, if you do want to subscribe to the channel, then go ahead. It's entirely up to you whether you want to or not. You are not. Um, I'm not holding a gun to you. Right then. What else is going on? Not a great deal, really. There are some things going on in the works at the moment, which which me and somebody else is currently working on. Mostly somebody else is working on for me, but you know who you are. Uh, But as soon as I've got something physically here to show you, I will show you what it is I've been planning on doing. But hopefully, fingers crossed, if what is being planned you know, turns out really well, because from what I've seen so far, it is bloody fantastic. But as soon as I've got something physically here to show you, I will show you what it is I've been up to, and it's not to be missed. Trust me, it is epic. It really is, and it's going to bring a whole new dimension to the layout when it arrives. So yeah, I'm really really excited. Really am. So yeah, so that is currently under wraps at the moment. So uh, if anything does happen, everybody who is on Facebook will be the first to hear about it, and of course I will be posting it in the next update when it arrives. So who knows? It could be next month. It could be the month after. It could be the month after that. Who knows? Said person is in no rush whatsoever, but yeah, it's great. So yeah, I can't honestly cannot wait to show you. I really can't. Right. Anyway, what's going on in the chat? Kyle is trying to get around more. Well, Kyle, you keep turning up to live streams and everything else, then yeah, hopefully, people will start to recognize that you were around more often. Because that's sort of how it works. I think the more and more you interact with everybody, the more and more people come to know you. And it's great to have new people joining the community. It really is. Let's have a look. Kyle. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Kyle is into his American stuff. As I can see. Let's have a look. Kyle is currently on 185 subscribers. Let's see if I can try and do this properly. So get rid of that. Paste. There we go. There's a link to Kyle's channel if everybody wants to go over and have a look at that. I know there's a few people on here who are into their American locomotives. So yeah. So go and have a look at Kyle's channel. See what you think. Let's see if we can try and get him up to his first 200 channel. But yeah, no, things are going quite well. The channel itself is going quite well right now. Let's have a look. Because to be honest with you, I haven't really looked properly. Oh, I got 718 subscribers. Wow, that's awesome. But yeah, every time I look at oh, right, okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. Right. But yeah, it's great. Going orange. No, I've timber. I found out what that is. But it's yeah. Every time I see how many subscribers I've got, I'm always amazed at how many I've got. Every single time, and I really do appreciate everybody who subscribes to my channel. I don't know why, but for some reason you enjoy listening to me gabbling on. Um, but yeah, it does look like it's an HO layout, John. Um, but yeah, it does look quite good. So yeah, everybody go and have a look at that, see what you think. Chris House is in the house. Hello, Chris. How are you? I hope your class 60s are running all right. If anybody saw that actually just recently, I did another one of my repair videos, which was a pair of class 60s, and they both belong to Chris, who's in the chat today. In fact, Chris, don't know why, but you are. Oh, hang on. What have I done? Oh no. Uh, oh, blimey, Chris, I do apologise. I accidentally pushed the wrong button. So hang on a minute. Let me see if I can try and all good here. That's it. There we go. Right. Phew. Okay. Right. Was unhidden by. Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Andy. I accidentally pushed the wrong button. The button I was supposed to push was that one. Chris is now a spammer. There we go. No, go away before you push the wrong bloody button again. Who let Brian be a mod? I know. Tell me about it. I am bloody hopeless. Anyway, Before I start spreading rumours about timber surf being a rivet counter again, I must explain what he's just wrote down here before anyone gets the wrong idea. I am not going DCC. No. In fact, the reason why he said I was going orange is where's my tester? Here's my tester. Now, obviously, it glows red or green depending on which polarity the track is running in on DC. But if it's DCC, it turns orange. But it also turns orange when you've got a track automatic gauge master track controller connected to it as well, or track cleaner. So if anyone knows the automated track cleaners that gauge masters sell, you can either get them in singles or doubles. I have a double one connected to the bottom track. And I was talking to Timber Surf about this when he was at Shrewsbury, and yeah, it turns out it glows an orange light because of that. Because obviously that is supplying a permanent voltage to the track. Although when you put a train on it, it doesn't move. Bit odd, but anyway, um, I think it does allow a small current to run through the track, which is why it helps to keep the track clean. And that's why it was turning orange. Me was thinking I may have had a short circuit, but it actually turns out the track is completely dead apart from that. So I need to work out what I've done wrong. So the bottom layer is currently not running until I can find what the fault is. Anyway, oh, Sean's in the house. Hello, Sean. And I'm sure I saw him somewhere. Yep, there he is. And hello, Clive, as well. How are you? Anybody else jumped in? I don't think so. No, all good. Okay, that's fine, as long as I haven't missed anybody. Ah, dear. Right. Anyway, so yes, the layout is now running. So what else am I doing right now? I need that. I need to explain what I'm doing. And it's not in there, is it? No, it's not in there. Where did you put it? You put it there. There it is. Right. Now then, does anybody remember me having a train tech sound um, thingy me what's it for my DC layout? I bought one from the those that I bought it from now, the Ludlow show. I think that was last month. I think it was. But I paid £5 for it. But once I unpacked it all and I put it all together, which didn't really take much doing, the battery that was supplied with it seemed to be flat. So I said what I would do was to buy aye aye okay. I think Sean and Andy need to get a room. Um, so I bought some batteries. So get a battery out now. So I thought I'll test it. Now I've heard a lot of good and bad things about these things. Whether being the sound is delayed, but the sound is pretty good on them. Oh wow! Can you hear that? It actually works. But one of the things that was suggested was it goes into one of these enclosed wagons here, which is fine. So it's obviously thinks it's moving right now because I'm moving up and down all over the place. But I'm hoping you can hear it. I know I can hear it quite well. But the problem being with this is if it's in one of these, as soon as I put the lid on it, you can hardly hear it at all until I take the lid back off again. Uh, recorded player. Not too sure what those. Soundtrack, sound recorder, and player SR1. Put it in the cattle wagon. Yeah, I could put it in the cattle wagon, Clive. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in there for now until I can find another wagon that's suitable for it. Or if I've got enough room, oh, actually, no, I'm thinking about it. If I put it in a tender somewhere, then I probably won't hear it at all in that either, will I? No. But I don't know, for a fiver, I thought that's actually pretty good. But don't get me wrong, they don't cost £5 brand new. Although I bought it sealed in its yeah, shut up there. Although I bought it sealed in its packaging, obviously it's been in its packaging for quite some time because the battery had gone flat. But yeah, it's great. So yeah, so I really did get a £5 bargain getting that then, I suppose. But pardon the pun, I'm quite chuffed that it works. Oh dear. Uh, drill loads of holes in the bottom of the wagon. Do you know what? That actually isn't a bad idea, that isn't. Because I don't want it to be seen at all, to be honest with you. So I thought putting it in something like this would be ideal. But yeah, it looks to me like I'm going to have to butcher a wagon up to get it to work properly, I think. So we'll keep that as a project for another day. Oh, it goes off. Excellent. Ah, brilliant. I did wonder whether I'd actually have to pull the battery up to pull the battery out to shut it up. Um, um, F, SFX sound capsules. No, it was what was it? It was Train Tech. I don't know if I've still got the packaging here somewhere. No, I've thrown the packaging away. Or have I? Yes, I have. But no, it came sealed in its proper packaging from Train Tech. But I think they are something ridiculous, like about 35, £40, something like that. I think they are. Um, for what it is, I think it's bloody expensive. But I was just lucky enough to pick one up for a fiver. So yeah, that was a blimming good bargain. That was not as much as a bargain as Timber Surf's track cleaner. Yeah, £20 for a track cleaner, 3 wagons. So I think we can quite safely say that Timber Surf is now the biggest bargain hunter of us all. Kit. God, I so want one of them. And like over is it what how much are they worth, Timber Surf? They like about 130 quid something. Yeah, and you've picked one up for £3. Obviously the guy that was selling it to you had absolutely no idea what he got. mm, £105 new, I can believe that. Is it made of copper, is it, Timber Surf? 'Cause I knew it was painted blue. Um, Blimey, I bet you got friction burns from getting your hand in your pocket quickly as well. Steel, very heavy. Yeah. Um, Yeah, the copper ones, the CMX ones, I think they are very nice. Um, yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. In fact, actually, I think I might actually look into buying one myself. Um, I would like to get one, but oh my word, Burton Central. Wow, hang on a minute, Burton Central. You get a spanner as everybody else does. So Burton Central, I'm assuming now that we've sorted this link thing out properly now, and you can just log on whenever you want. um, if anybody doesn't know, Burton Central is actually a friend of mine, and I do help him out quite a lot with his layout. Um, in fact, actually, I think he's got me featured in a couple of his videos as well. Um, but yeah. Do we have to still keep calling you Mr. X, or can I actually tell everybody who you actually are now? We'll find out. Or will I almost put a link up to something? He has to hospital. What you on about, Tim, sir? 50 quid. Oh, is that the Gauge Master trap cleaner? Mr. X is fine by us. uh, but yeah, yeah, it's actually just nice to see him, to be honest with you. I did notice once Gauge Master bought Train Tech, the prices went up. Oh no, I didn't know that. Gauge Master bought Train Tech, have they? I didn't know that. I mean, I think their message boards are absolutely fantastic, but I can't justify the price. Is it really? So how much is one of these sound decoders then? Thumbs up from you. Is that a thumbs up to say yes, I can or not? If well, put it this way, introduce yourself if you want to. There we go. Otherwise, he's Mr. X. You can be. If Alan is on later, you can be Fred Burton Central. I believe Alan is going to be on. He's normally live at about 8 o'clock at night. I think he is on a Sunday. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Oh no, two Mr. X's. Is there two Mr. X's? Who is the other Mr. X then? Mr. X is fine. Okay, fair enough. Mix Fred 2. Is this a private joke on his channel? Is it? Because if it is, I don't really quite follow. X-Men or X-Men. I'm Mr. Stig. No, you're not, Tim. Although some people probably would say that he was Mr. Stig, considering the fact that he travelled from Crewe down to Shrewsbury so quickly. Oh, Fred. Oh, dear me. Well, there is only one timber surface, isn't there? Anyways, right. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? Timber Stig is all one word. Christ's sake. Right then. We do have a little bit of a fix it thing going on at the moment. If you all want to stay and watch type of thing. Trouble being is, of course, is currently right now you are unable to see what I'm doing. What we got here? Yeah, I need that. That can go in there. That can go down there with that. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Glad you're back home, nice, safe, and sound. I don't know why, but you are now a spanner. Uh, Burton Central. My real name is irrelevant. Burton Central will do, or BC. Okay, Burr. Oh dear. I can see us having a bit of a giggle about this on Monday morning. Right then. Let's have a look. Now then, does anybody remember this? This is my King George V, which I bought at a bargain price of £5 at the Worley Model Show last year. If anybody saw the video, I purchased this item in pieces. Bert, boy, Bert, he's very accustomed to Sesame Street, so he knows what Bert means. Yeah. So this is my £5 bargain, which I bought from Worley. Now, one thing I hadn't noticed until now is the funnel at the front here is actually missing a piece. And I never realised that before, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah. But the issue that I've got with this at the moment is now I'm not too sure whether it is an issue or not. But if I just quickly unscrew the tender, I will show you. So on the tender here, you'll see you got the center wheels here. Now, I know the center wheels, where's the camera? I know the center wheels don't have a flange on them, so that's neither here nor there. But they are floating around all over the place and moving everywhere. Now, when I bought this model, this was one of the items that I never took apart because it was still in one piece. But one thing I have learned is, now I don't know whether you can see this or not, but where my screwdriver is pointing, there is a wire going underneath the undercarriage here, which is holding the undercarriage up, which I think is why this is flopping around all over the place here. So I'm going to crack it open and see what the hell's going wrong with it. Also, the motor is lagging somewhat. On full power, it doesn't move very fast at all. So I'm assuming that the motor is on its way out. Because when I had this originally, I did put a new set of brushes in it, and that hasn't made much of a difference at all. So, as per usual, I'm taking this apart blind because I have absolutely no idea how they come apart. But I'm undoing the two screws in the back here. And hopefully this is going to reveal to me why that wire is running underneath in the direction it's running in. Because that shouldn't be there. And these center wheels, I believe, shouldn't be this loose. Because one of the other problems I've got with these center wheels is although they have no flange on it, it is still able to throw the tender off the track. So try and dislodge the weights, dislodging the weights out of it. Hopefully the motor should come out. Yes, it does, which reveals my wheels. Right, okay. Right, okay. Right, now the center wheels are free floating. The wheels sit on this little axle here, like that. Get the wheel the right way around, like that. And then the base sits in a groove in the bottom of the tender there. So that's looking to me like it should move around, but not as much as what it is doing. Right, okay. So, well, first things first, I can see why that wire is where it is. That should be rerouted. It doesn't want to go there because of that. Right, I think what I need to do, let's just try and put a bit of light on the subject for you so you can see what's going on. I think what I need to do is desolder that wire there. There is a hole running through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the wire through there and then back out here, and that should fix that problem, I think. Yeah. We'll soon find out if that's wrong. La 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 la. Here it is. Oh. Right. There we go. Right, while the soldering iron is warming up. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that is that the top of the funnel is missing on the front. I never realised that. But anyway, what do you expect for a fiver? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this motor. A bit too much of a glare, that isn't it? How's that? That's better, isn't it? Right, okay. Bear with me a second. I'm going to dig out a motor. I have a motor in here somewhere. Was it top drawer? I think it was a top drawer. Where are you? I have a replacement motor for it here somewhere. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I'm having a root around. I know it's here somewhere. See, I wasn't going to do this, which is why I'm not prepared. I mean, I wasn't prepared before anyway, but it's beside the point. Oh, where have you gone? Let's have a look in here. I'm pretty sure it was in one of these drawers. It's going to call me a liar in a minute, and I'm going to find it somewhere else. Is it in there? Nope, it's not in there. Oh, found it. So if anybody actually remembers, oh, Peter. Hello, Peter. How are you? Just got back from Yorkshire. Been out of it for a while. Well, Peter, it's nice to see you back again. Right now, I don't know if you all remember, but I bought two of these motors from dieseltrains.co.uk, and I bought them, or one of them was for to repair a Lima shunter that I had. And as the King George V is a Lima locomotive, I thought I'm going to replace its motor. So if anybody wants to go and check them out, that's them, dieseltrains.co.uk. Go and check them out. Right, okay. So first things first, what I need to do is I need to desolder the two wires both sides of the motor, which I will do now. So I'm onto my soldering iron. I'll quickly detach that. It is a shame that I can't set it all up so that you can actually see what I'm doing, but we'll have to do it this way for now. And then when I finally get my new phone, I'll be able to set it up so that we can have more than one camera view. So I've now desoldered the two wires from the motor. Okay. Now, one of the good things that I like about the diesel trains motors is the fact that I have nothing to do other than screw them in and connect the wires up, and that's it. I don't have to do anything else, which is what I really do like about these. There are other brands available, but with some of those, you've got to cut the motor cog down because they are too wide. Although they do explain that in their instructions. Right, so I think I probably know why this is running quite slow. See, I've my tools lying around in different places because I've been doing other things today. Yeah, the commutator looks quite grim, to be honest with you. I mean, look at that. That is really, really filthy. So I think what I might do is I might actually just give that a thorough good cleaning. I'm not going to do that now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace it this for now. Now, if my memory serves me rightly, unless of course they've changed their prices recently, Diesel Trains Limited, sorry, dieseltrains.co.uk, they were selling their motors. I think it was for about £12.50. I think it was, which I thought was actually quite reasonable. Right, so all I'm doing now is I'm just trying to poke out the magnet out of out of its housing, which got it, is a little bit difficult. So that's now out. So once you've taken out the motor and you've taken out the magnet, then all you do is get, see, that's great, that is, because the new motor also comes with spare wire as well, for in case you're doing large diesel locomotives that has pickups in the front bogie. So I've got my motor, that's it, all there ready to go. And all I do with that is quite simply just push it straight into the housing. I think, yeah, I think that is in. Yep, that's it. Right, now then, all I do now is just put the screws back in. Once we've done this, we'll go and test this on the top deck. And I can show you it all working then. Try not to stab yourself as well in the process. It's never a good thing. What did Brian do on his live stream this week? Oh, he got rushed to hospital because he stabbed his finger with a screwdriver. That'd be good content, wouldn't it? I'm sure nobody would like to see me getting injured. Catch what you're going to say, Brian. John is live at 7 p.m. Right, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, my live streams I normally do on a Saturday afternoon, but life got in the way yesterday, and I was unable to do anything. So sadly, I had to reschedule. Right now, then, now all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the two original wires off this. So there's that one there, and there's that one there. Replace them with the red and blue wire that is attached to the new motor. So I'll do that now off camera. While you're doing that, there we go. Yeah, it's always nice to see Flymo. But yeah, this is half the problem you see sometimes is because there are so many of us in this community, there is going to be somebody clashing with somebody along the way with their live streams. You know, I only do once a month, and that's it really. Right now, then, here we are. Look me now. What I need is on my workbench. Amazing. All right, so solder. Okay, so we dab a little bit of flux where I want to put the solder. So there, and a little bit there. Dab of solder on the end of my wires. I did say solder, didn't I? I meant flux. There we go. Right. So that's that. Sorry, earpiece keeps falling out. Right, now then, I'm just going to put a dab of solder on the ends of the wires. You'll see plumes of smoke coming up there. That's that. Right, now then I'm just going to add a bit of solder to the connections. One there. And I don't know if any of you like doing soldering or not, but I do highly recommend you get flux. So although a lot of solders has flux already in them, it makes it flow so much easier um, with the soldering, and makes it a lot neater as well. Right, now then, connect one wire to you there, right there, and then the other wire we're going to pass through the hole, which is where I reckon it probably should have gone to begin with, and then solder you to there. Yeah, I must admit, when I first started soldering all the wires up on this track, I was struggling to get it to bite at all. And then one day I thought I'd seen other people using solder, so I thought flux. So I thought I'd give it a go, and it was like a complete game changer. It was almost like suddenly I know how to solder properly. Um, but yeah, it makes such a big difference. It's unreal. Right, so I don't know if you can see this or not, but the red and blue wire is now connected. I've now passed the blue wire through the hole in the holes in the middle there where I would imagine the racks would probably go through. Um, and then yeah, that's it. It's all done and dusted. So all I've got to do now is just tuck the wires away and put them back into its housing, and hopefully that will be it. And this hopefully will run a lot better. So let's put that down there. How's everyone doing in the comments? Because I haven't been looking sadly. I hope I'm not boring you too much. Right. So now the two screws I took out the bottom are now going to go back in there. Fortunately, with this model, this takes its power from the chassis of the tender here over to the locomotive itself. So I don't have to pass any wires from the tender to the locomotive. Although in some cases, some people, because the drawbar on this is permanently attached to the locomotive, unlike some, in this case, what some people find is very useful is to hardwire the locomotive to the tender when you have a tender-driven locomotive, which gives um, better um, a better performance. You're not solely relying on the connection between the drawbars. I mean, I ain't going to be doing that today, but it's food for thought in the future, I suppose. Right, put the two weights back in on both sides of the tender, like so. And then I put the body back on over the top. The body has actually got two broken tabs here, but it's all held together with double-sided tape on this one weight. That's how I was able to get around it. But that's the only damage you've got on this locomotive, that and the funnel being missing. But still, for a fiver, I thought that was an absolute bargain. Let's pop that in there. Right, now let's try. For some reason that wasn't going on properly. Put the wires in, put that in, there we go. He's back on again now. Right, so the new motor is now inside. I've got rid of that wire that was looped in the wrong way. That's it. Although that center axle is still flailing around a little bit, it's not as much as it was. So I think that the one cable that was running underneath it, I think was holding it up just ever so slightly. Um, although it's free to move around still, which is good. It's not causing an issue like it was. Right, let's have a look at the comments. Just got my pop as well. There's always somebody live. I sometimes watch multiple lives at the same time because I like the folks on both streams and can't ignore each other. Yeah, yeah. To be honest with you, I wish I could do the same. But sadly, everything that I do is all on my phone. So, so between an old phone that I've got down here, which I'm using to read all your comments, was the comments that come up on StreamYard here only come up with people who are subscribed to StreamYard. So I do miss some, which is why I've got the other phone open with the comments on there, because that way I get to see everybody's comments then. Scratch built, it was my last layout. It was a pub by me now, a big house. Wish I had time to scratch build. To be kind of honest with you, sometimes scratch building isn't as difficult as it sounds. Um, there is sometimes a method of cheating. You can actually buy existing buildings and reclad those buildings in a different brick altogether. I'm sure I saw a YouTube video on that just recently. Where was it? I think it was BRM's. Yeah, I think it was BRM magazine. I think it was. I forgot the name of their channel. But they were doing a how-to on there on how to change the front facade of a Metcalfe building. Right, now then, of course, as per usual, this is all done live, and it could all go horribly wrong. I mean, we certainly hope it doesn't. Let's plug the controller in ready. Check to make sure the points are switched. You can all come with me in a minute. Hang on. Points are switched. Right, okay. Here's the moment of truth. I have no talent, law. It's nothing special. God. Well, I'm glad somebody's got confidence in me because I certainly don't. Right, okay. Right. Oh, crumbs, breaking stuff. That's never a good thing. Right, so there's said locomotive on the top there. I'm now going to try and move it. Right. Well, this isn't bowing down very well, is it? Hang on a minute. No, I definitely don't have the wrong controller. Brake is switched off because I know I've made that mistake a few times. Right, now then. Oh, hang on, hang on, going the wrong way. Oh wow. Um, that is moving with a little bit more vigor than it was before. Oh, now it's stopped. Hang on. Hang on, give it a bit more juice. It wants to go. You know what I was saying earlier about hard wiring these locomotives to the tender? I believe that's something this one perhaps may need doing. But it's going. Not very well, but it's going. Go on, keep going. Oh, look at that! It's jumped off the truck. All right, calm down, calm down. Off you go. There you go. He's off again. He's off again. Right, that's it. Right, turn the power off. Right, okay. Um, well, it's certainly working a lot faster than it was before. Um, but now it just keeps jumping off the track, and I think that's because of the jerkiness of it all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that to one side for now. In fact, actually, I'm going to stick it in the sidings here, out of the way. He's out of the way in the sidings there now. Um, so I suppose I better show you what I've been doing. Oh, RG. Hang on then. RGJ Trains. Hope everyone is keeping well. Yes, very well indeed. Which one are you? Rob or Grace or both? So basically, what I've been doing, as you can see, is the whole top section now is all completely running, and I've been placing. It's coming at me all again. I've been placing tunnel mouths in certain places. So I've got one here. So there's going to be a big, massive tunnel here where the fairy up liquid bottle is. Coming over here, there is another tunnel here. So it comes out of the tunnel, over the bridge here, and then it goes into another tunnel there. And then the top section here will all be completely covered up. And then what's going to happen is, if I find it, there it is. Oh dear, dropped it. There's going to be a double tunnel mouth over on this side, situated about there. Now, the reason why that is a double and not a single is because over here you'll see an extra track, and that extra track is going to be a disused part of what used to be a double branch line going all the way down to the bottom there. And if you follow it, it goes all the way down and it goes all the way around here. And then what's going to happen is, move my ballast glue out the way, it comes to an end here. I'm still unsure what to do here at the moment, as to whether to rip up the rails here and just leave the sleepers, or just basically leave it as it is. But the whole idea is to make it look like it's, when I say recently, I mean recently in the last 10 years has become disused. So where would have been a perhaps maybe a double slip at this point here is now just two single points going into the branch line over here where King George V is currently sitting. And yeah, and that's basically it really. So the next stage of this top section now is to build the station platforms, which I'm hoping to do before our next live stream, which should be next month. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. And of course, then the incline that comes up from the ground level up to the top level is all now completely working very well indeed. Right, I'm just going to plonk you back down over here. Where's my stool? There's my stool. Oh, right, Ed. What's going on now? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Burton Central. Take care, Mr. X. Um, enjoy your dinner. Right, okay. Paul says his is mothballed but not ripped up. All right, okay, no problem, Paul. I don't think I've seen you in the chat. Oh, Mick's in the chat. Hello, Mick. Evening all, a bit late, but bar open. Keep hydrated. That's fair enough, Mick. I will give you a spanner, my friend. Excuse me. Cool, blimey. Oh, right then. Okay. Now then, where are we at right now? An hour and 15 minutes. Right. Okay. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, that came sudden. Right, just catching up with the chat because I just noticed Mix in. Oh, we've got both Rob and Grace in. That is absolutely fantastic. Awesome. Right. Okay. Now then, right, let's do the next bit. So I push that, I click on that, exit out of there. Now ah, see, I've just learned something new. Click on more, post comment, paste. There we go. So there you go, everyone. There is a link I've just placed into the chat there. If anybody wishes to jump on and say hello and show everybody what you've been up to. Biscuit of the week. No, that's Richard of Train in the Attics thing, that is. No, mine is Mug of the Month, which is currently empty, and I really need a nice cup of coffee. So, yeah, so if anybody wants to jump in the chat and say hello, they certainly can. I just saw somebody else jump in as well. Trevor. Hello, Trevor. How are you? Are you out on the platform tonight? Oh, blimey, I didn't even see Dino. Hello, Dino. Yeah, sorry, people. If there is anybody in the chat that I haven't said hello to, then please make yourselves aware again, because I hate it when I see people in the chat that I've not said hello to. Me too. I have a cup, but it isn't nice, lol. Oh dear. Right, okay. Yeah, so if anybody would like to come and join in, they are more than welcome to, even if it's just a chit chat, or you would like to show us what you've been up to, that would be great. No one's holding a gun up to you, so you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's there if you wish. While I'm letting everybody deliberate as to whether they're going to join or not, there is something else I would like to show you. I have actually done something else to the station, actually, thinking about it. I bought some chimney pots from Scale 3D. Oh, which actually is oh, hang on, I've still got my soldering iron on. I better turn that off. Which is Timber Surf. Timber, if you wish to join, you certainly can, my friend. But these chimney pots here are from Timber Surf, Timber Scale, and they're all now glued on very nicely onto the tops of the chimney stacks there. There are a few that are missing, but they're going to be. I have bought some other ones from Scenic 3D, and I'm going to be putting those on there as well to make it look odd. Oh, look, I've touched the blooming. I've touched the decoder. Hang on, I'm going to pull the battery out of this thing because otherwise it's going to drive me mad. There we go. Battery's popped out. There you go. End of noise. What's Timber Surf saying? Let's have a look down here. Finally glued on, lol. Yes, yes, I have finally glued them on. Yes, and painted them as well. Um, but yeah, I think I purchased those probably about a year ago, I think it was. And they've been sat up here, ready and waiting to go on for absolutely ages. And I finally got round to doing it. But yeah, there are going to be other pots put on there. I'm deliberately going to be putting on some smaller ones of different variations, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Because let's face it, it's very rare that you see a house these days that's got all the same chimney pots on. So that's the reason for me going down that road, is to do that. Full fat though timber. The chance of Timber Surf coming on here and showing his face is, I've got more chance of showing you my layout completely finished in the next 2 minutes. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? But yes, Timber Surf, if you wish to pop on in voice only, that's absolutely fine by me. Um, what else is being said, Anthony? I posted 3 videos on Thursday, did my 2.5 hour stream on Friday, and 2 hours with Artie last night. YouTube needs to take a break from my face, lol. Oh my god, he's actually put himself up as Timber Stick. Oh dear. I click on there. There we go. Hello, Timber. How are you?
Good evening, folks.
I hope everybody can hear him all right.
Testing,
See, there's
testing.
all
1, 2, 3.
yeah. There's all. I think there's about a 1 minute um, gap in between me speaking and everybody. Um, and first impression video. My what else is he saying there? I have a first impressions video later today. You. I think that's I think that's something to do with DCC, which I have no idea. Anyway, Timber, how are you? What can I do for you today?
I'm good. I went to, well, it's a long way, an hour and a half trip to Rail Buxton, which is a venue
Oh
that I've
yeah.
recognised because it's the one that certain video channel who have a lovely gentleman and his wife doing the toy fairs. They go to that venue quite often. It's
Oh,
the
Rick and Pauline.
yeah the Buxton Pavilion.
All
Beautiful
right,
building.
yeah. Are they keeping well?
I didn't see them there, but I recognised
Oh,
the
that's a
venue
shame.
from their videos.
Oh wow. Oh, I'll have to have a look at their video later on and just see whether Timber Surf has appeared
No,
on them or not.
I don't think they went today. They've been many times before, but I certainly didn't see them today.
See, that's the thing now. See, now we've both now met. I can go back over videos now and see if I can actually see you in the
No, no,
videos.
I've been to many shows that Rick and Pauline have been to and had long chats. They're good mates, but um, I videoed them. In fact, I've interviewed them on one of my videos, but they haven't interviewed me, obviously.
No, no. I was deliberating as to whether to get a selfie with you or something, with something held in front of your face or something of the sort.
If you video me, I'll just deny it.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, Paul has said that he'd forgot that it was on. Oh dear, that's a shame. Um, oh, Peter's had to go. You take care, Pete. That's So what's going on then, Mr. Surf?
Doing very
Anything
little.
new?
No, doing very little railway building, but obviously still tinkering with 3D CAD designs in the background, which has taken over my life for the last 2 years. But at least it doesn't stop me going to shows and buying more wagons. I didn't spend much today. I only spent £5 today, not including the entrance fee and the petrol. But I just bought one Carrarama thing because I wasn't that impressed. The second-hand stalls were very pricey out in Derbyshire.
Oh, right.
No
No,
bargains to be had
okay.
today.
No.
But then
Wow.
I did exceed myself last week.
Rob and Grace have said that they've got a selfie with you, but they're not allowed to share it.
Good guys. Good guys.
Very funny. But yeah, I understand it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to have their face plastered all over everything. But you know, it's fine. You know, I mean, we can still listen to you. We can all still have a laugh with you, and I think the suspense of it all, I think, makes everybody a little bit more interested. Like,
Well, it's not something you need to do because, you know, things. What's it called? Moldy Raspberry has actually shown his face once on a video, but
I remember that. Yeah.
videos are not with him in it.
No, I think I remember seeing him once on Richard New Junction's video once. I think he appeared once on there also.
Right.
But yeah, I've only ever seen him twice in a video.
I mean, Everard Junction didn't used to go on much at all, and you know, his numbers built up without him showing his face on it either.
That's absolutely right. That is. He's only ever really been seen on a handful of occasions. I think when he did his video on his Granada, when he finished his Granada, I don't think he showed his face on that either. But I mean, I know who he is. You know, I've actually personally met him myself.
As have I.
We actually crossed paths by mistake, really, more than anything else. I was at a VIP. I was a VIP guest at Hatton's once with a group of other friends, and while we were there, he just so happened to be there with Sam's Trains and a couple of other people. I think they were all having a VIP tour themselves, and then he ended up coming in and talking to us all, and yeah, I felt like I'd seen like a minor celebrity really, and he was more of a case of I'm just me. I'm just do what I do. You know, if I'm no one special. I mean, I'm no one special either, really. But it's nice when I go to shows and people say, "Oh, I know you." Like, oh, okay, who are you again? um, but yeah, like you say, it's not for everyone. But it's like my friend Burton Central. You know, he's known as Mr. X. I know who he is, but again, he's another person that doesn't want to show his face. All he wants to show is his layout and what he's been up to. He doesn't feel like he needs to have to show it to everybody who he is, which is, quite rightly so too. So how's Timber Scale going? Is there anything new in the pipeline that we
No,
can
not
all
really. There are some
see?
things that are not with them that can be uploaded at some point in the future, but I think they're going through a little difficult time at the moment. And summer tends to be everybody's doing the gardening and going out and doing things other than model railway. So business isn't very brisk at the moment. So it's not really worth doing a launch until maybe the winter months come.
Yeah. Right. What's going on in the comments right now? So about Sean Penn. What's that going on about?
I think we all, answering Anthony, I think we all think everybody else are the stars because we watch them on the telly, as it were. But you don't think
yeah.
yourself as being one because it's just, it's just you're doing your hobby, aren't you? You're not out for fame or anything.
No, that's absolutely true. Anthony said that Lewis did a couple of interview videos, once with Richard Watson, another from a show. Um, I don't remember the one from a show. I think he did show his face in one of his videos one Christmas, I think it was. Um, but but yeah, it's absolutely right. Mick has just said he is incognito in case he ends up on Crime Watch. Oh dear. Um, Anthony has said the reaction Joyce and I got from a few that we met in the UK last year was mind-boggling. Still have only met a couple of fellow American YouTubers. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, he seems to be more popular here in England than he does in his own country. Oh dear. But yeah, but yeah, yeah. Some people. Uh, oh, Clive says he has a face for the radio. Oh dear, very good. Right then. Okay then, Mr. Surf. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, I don't think so. Apart from bagging some of the best bargains ever last week, there's
I
not really
still
much
can't believe.
news that I'm allowed to discuss.
Yeah. Yeah. I still can't believe. I still can't believe how much you paid for that track cleaner. I really can't. The guy must not have known what it was that he got and
Obviously,
what it was worth.
no. I mean, I thought he should have known what it was, and
Yeah.
when he said 20 quid, I thought, yeah, that's a bloody good price. I'm very happy with that. And then
Mm,
I had two 20 notes in my hand because the other wagons that I had were worth 17 quid. So
hmm.
I'll get 3 quid. I thought maybe he might give me a fiver back, but he
Yeah.
literally took 120 out of my hand because he meant all of them were the 20 quid. So the charge was
So,
3 quid.
yeah. Wow. That's got to be the best bargain of them all.
It is, isn't
It
it?
really has. Wow. Yeah, that is awesome. That is. Yeah, I bet you was pleased as punch for
I am.
that. What's
It
he
makes
said
it
there?
worthwhile all the petrol that you pay. Like going today, it's 120 miles round trip, and the
Mm,
only bargain I got was a fiver. So it makes up for the days when you don't get any bargains. I mean, obviously, I didn't go for the bargains because it was a show, and I've taken
mm,
a look at the video, which is the reason that I went. But sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But you have to take with the good with the bad, don't you?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Anthony's just said that he says he was sitting there giggling. I am with Alan Wills in his shed, or is this Jim from Hoover Motion? And I'm wondering how I how I got to meet famous people. Well, I mean, Alan. I mean, everybody all knows Alan. He's he's a, he's a bit of a show off, really, isn't he? It's like it doesn't matter where he goes. He's always got his Dragon Junction T-shirts on. Um, Even what was it? Where was he recently? Uh, one of his daughters. That was it. It was one of his daughters. She was getting her degree. So she was there all in a clobber that you normally wear, and with a square hat on. I'm sure there's a name for that. And there he is, stood there, flashing his Dragon Junction badge off to everybody in his photographs. Oh dear. But yeah, he gets around a lot. He does. I've got one of his cards up here somewhere. There it is. It's up there. You can just about see it in shot there. Um,
I've met a
but
lot of
yeah,
YouTubers. I mean, when I organised the meet at Getz a couple of years ago, so
mm.
I probably met about 20 of the big YouTubers,
Oh
but
right,
I'm
yeah.
not one of them. And yet he actually lives up the road almost. He's within 20 miles of me, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, I found it quite bizarre, really, because uh, a few people might know him. There's one gentleman. He's called Dan Everson, and he sort of famously appeared with a layout at the Shrewsbury Model Show just before COVID had happened, which was called Tunnel Lane. And the name Tunnel Lane has become quite popular over recent months, where he is now bespoke making layouts for other people. And I think he also does some commission work for Model U as well. And I remember interviewing him at that show because I couldn't believe his modeling skills. They were absolutely awesome and never seen a layout like it. And I was shocked because he said to me, he said that up until he built Tunnel Lane, he had no interest in trains whatsoever. He was just another model maker and thought he'd have a go at it. Um, and he was that much of a novice that he didn't even know what sort of trains he actually had on his layout. They just looked the part, and I think that was probably the one and only time I think I ever spoke to him. And when I was at the Shrewsbury show this year, he just walked up to me and said, "Oh, hello, Bri." And I went, "Hello, Dan." It was weird because we both know one another, but uh, I don't think I actually ever remember telling him who I was. But but yeah, it was great. It was great to have a proper good natter to him. It really was. And talking to him now, with him being as popular as he is, and remembering speaking to him when he wasn't so popular. And he's still just the same person now as he ever has been, and he's really is a really nice person to talk to. But I was just gobsmacked that he actually knew who I was because I ever interviewed him once. Um, and I think that was probably the one and only time I think I actually interviewed anybody at all at a model show. Um, that was a new thing for me, and yeah, and now he's a very popular person. I think you know him as well, don't you, Timber?
I met him for the first time at the Shrewsbury show and introduced myself to him. I don't think he's ever heard of me, but I knew who he was. And
Yeah.
good old chinwag, because it was quite quiet at the time.
Was that this time round? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's actually a really, really nice person. Hello, Andy. I've just seen Andy pop into the chat.
I think somebody
But
said it
yeah,
before, but and I can say the same. I haven't met anybody in the YouTubers things that isn't a nice person. We seem to attract nice people, don't we?
we seem to. Yeah. It honestly, I mean, I say it an awful lot. Hello, Steve. How are you?
Route 7.
Um, yeah, Route 7 R's just turned up. Yeah. This community of people is is great because you've got people from all walks of life all interested in the same hobby. Um, and it's just honestly, genuinely, really, really nice to meet people. It really is. You know, I've met people like yourself who are what I would probably regard as an expert 3D model maker. Um, to people like Dan Everson, who is an expert model creator himself, to people who are into drum and bass, the drum and bass DJs, and you wouldn't think they were all into the same sort of hobby. It's crazy, it really is. But yeah, you've got so many people out there who are builders. Me like myself, I'm a floor fitter by trade. And you've got so many people out there, and like you say, they are all such nice people to meet and talk to.
I think to answer
Uh,
Dino, what we're talking about is those that are interact and have YouTube channels.
mm,
It goes without saying there are the, dare I say the words, rivet counters, those sometimes in clubs that are very anal and
yeah,
don't respect, the beginners or people who don't know as much as they do about railways. And it's not about railways. I have very little interest in model railways. I'm actually more of a modeler. I just don't like doing, 40K or Lord of the Rings or
mm,
something. I like the scale of 00, and I like things that work. So I'm not just keen on having a model railway. I'm keen. I'd like to have a Fala car system and animated gizmos. So that's the other element that I'm interested in. Is I
yeah,
have a
but
very
yeah,
long
it's
understanding of electronics and Arduinos and stuff. So I want to animate things on my layout as well as the railway, because that's the
mm,
difference that sets us apart, is that it's
mm,
not just a model. It's not like the aeroplane guys and the military ones, where it's just a static model. We do
yeah,
modeling, but make it come alive by making it move, by having trains running around and cars running around and roundabouts and flashing lights and things.
yeah. It fascinates me when you see layouts that have got cyclists cycling down the road. It's awesome. I think most people in that case, I think they used the Falakar system. I think they used or something of a like. But yeah, it is. It's awesome. I love to see what's going on in within layouts. It's not just the trains going past. It's all the other things that are going on. All the other like interactive things that are going on within the layout as well.
I think there's a
Um,
big theme in exhibition layouts that they like to set a scenario where there's like
yeah.
a car crashed at the side of the road and the police and the ambulance are there, or there's a
Hmm.
flasher in the park. It makes it a bit of a story as you're looking at it.
Yeah, trying to think now. There is a layout that's going around that has got a crash scene in it. I can't remember which one it
I think there's
was.
quite a few. I've seen many.
Yeah, there's one I saw recently that was a bit like that, and I've seen it a lot. I just can't remember what the name of the layout is called. Um, I'd like to say it's Weaver Hill, but I don't think it is. I'm not sure. But anyway, but yeah, there are quite a fair few that have got like crash scenes in them and stuff like that. And you get some that have got like diggers that are digging up the road.
Yep.
Yeah, it is really fascinating sometimes how people's imagination go,
It brings
and
you in.
that's all it is.
It's a
Yeah,
snapshot
that's all it
of
is.
life, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It. I mean, that's what it's like. It's just watching what other people's imaginations are like. It's seeing what they've got in their head basically. And yeah, yeah, it is awesome. It really is. Um, but yeah, but yeah, I mean, like has been mentioned, there are some people who are perhaps maybe not so friendly. But
And
that's up to
most
them.
got a
That
certain what do you call it, website, aren't they? Whose name shall remain nameless, but it has 2 letters at the front.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, yeah, but on a whole, in general, the people who are within this community, the people who are currently in the chat right now, um, and other people who we all jump on their live streams, or we all avid watchers of their videos and stuff. It's they are actually really genuinely nice people. And also, when people need a bit of help, you get people that are jumping on and helping people out. And in some cases, actually physically going around to their houses and helping them out with their layouts, or send them something in the post. Um, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to have a couple of people donate stuff to my layout, which I think is absolutely fantastic. There's talking of the devil. There's another nice person that's popped in. Hello, Stuart. How are you? Stuart's just popped in. And yeah, it's just like what Anthony's just said. We are all pretty much like a family, really. I suppose, one for a better word. We all know each other, mostly by name. There are the odd one who I do forget who they are called, but I do try. I do try. But sometimes, it's difficult to try and remember everybody's name. I do occasionally write people's names down, but then once I've wrote it down, I tend to remember who it is anyway. Um, but
Everyone's
yeah,
got
yeah.
a name in their channel name. It makes life a lot easier.
Sometimes it does make things an awful lot easier. It really does. I think Dino is one of the ones that started doing that by sticking his name at the end of his channel so that people can
And
remember
Hot
who
Dog
he is.
Pilot. He was Hot Dog Pilot on its own originally.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and now he's stuck Andy on the end of it. So but so, I mean, it's like RGJ Trains. Everybody knows Rob and Grace, but not very many people know who John is. He's sort of like the silent partner of the trio, really.
He's a bit
um,
like me, because I met Rob at Crew, and apparently
mm.
John was there, but I never spotted him. So I still don't know what John looks like.
I mean, it's like yourself. Like, you come and spoke to me. Like, you don't know who I am. I said, I ain't got a clue, Tim, but just recognised your voice.
And Jason did exactly the same. I was gobsmacked.
Well, yeah. I mean, the weirdest thing is I actually thought he was actually putting a voice on. Well, it's going to be somebody else entirely different, But no, that I can vouch for it. That is actually his voice. Oh dear.
I'm
Right.
told for some reason. I'm not sure why.
But yeah, I'm going to start closing things up now anyway. And I do tend to try and stick to sort of the 2 hour mark, but if I can finish up earlier, that's great. But yeah, Timber, it's been great speaking to you again, my friend, and I know we'll speak to you again very, very soon.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you very much for coming on.
September at Stafford is a definite, and I'll probably turn up at the Jason's Crew one as well.
Yeah, that's next June, isn't it?
Organise.
Well, yeah, that should be run like a well-oiled machine. That should, by the time that comes round.
Well, it's a fair way off yet, isn't it?
It is a fair way off, yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure most other people are too.
I'm sure I'll get roped in somehow as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've volunteered my services, so yeah, it should be a good one, I think.
Might have to have a stall though.
Oh, that could be interesting.
I've got a year to plan it, haven't I?
Yeah, you better contact him because I think spaces are going very quickly. I think.
Crikey.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much almost filled up already.
Well, that's good news.
It is very good news. Yeah, he's got. I think if I remember rightly, I think he was saying that there was about 15 layouts already penciled in at the time, and there was a few
That's a decent
trades
sized
as
show, isn't
well.
it?
I think it is going to be a decent show. Yeah, yeah, it's one I'm definitely looking forward to. Um, and of course, there's free parking as well, so you know.
That's always a plus.
It is a plus, yeah, it is. The only downside, of course, it's quite a fair way away from the train station. So I'm going to be, uh, I'm going to find it difficult getting there, I think. But we'll see what happens at the time. Right then, Timber. Right, I'm going to leave it at that, my friend. I'm going to start closing things up now. But thanks very much for talking.
No problem.
and
Ciao for
uh,
now.
and I will see you soon, buddy. Right, and everyone. Let's see now. Click on that. That's it. There we go. Right, I'm going to call it a day now with everyone. Battery's running low on my phone as well, so yeah. Thank you very much for all joining in tonight, and I'd have to take a tent. Right, okay. Uh, right, okay. Yeah, everybody, thank you very much for joining in tonight. And the next show I will be attending is the Telford Steam Railway Model Exhibition on the 30th of July. And of course, then the next one's going to be the Stafford one. So if any of you would like to join any of the exhibitions and you do see me there, come and say hello. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next live stream, which is probably going to be beginning of August, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, have a good evening, everybody, and I will catch you all very soon. Bye bye for now. Ta.